through these massive scope.
You ever have food that wants to come out from both ends?
Greetings, hot sauce fans. My name is Alex. I'm not Sean Evans, and this is not Hot Ones. Today, I'm entertaining a guest. His name is Alvin. He's a Salem local. He loves hot wings and hot food. We're gonna have some hot wings and even hotter questions. Let the flames begin. Cheers.
All right, cheers.
This first sauce is going to be Louisiana Crystal, featured from season 1. Let's dig in. It's got that Louisiana flavor to it.
I don't know what Louisiana tastes like, but good.
That's the deep south right there. It's pretty mild though, but it's got flavor. First question of the night, Alvin. We met at a local restaurant known as Applebee's. Pretty popular American food chain. I'm a server there. It's my day job. Alvin and his buddy came in to get some hot wings. Next thing you know, we're talking about the show. Alvin, what are your favorite places, or even just your favorite place to dine in Salem? What's your favorite restaurant here?
Okay. I don't have one favorite. I have like 3 or 4. So my first place is Roger That Barbecue, and if you haven't heard of that,
is that in West Salem?
yes.
Okay.
Have you heard?
I've heard of it, but I've never eaten there.
Dude, it is the best barbecue place in the world. They only open on weekends.
Weekends only?
Yeah, because they're open from 12 on Thursdays and Fridays till they're sold out. No, they're open at 4 till they sell out.
Wow.
And they usually sell out within like 2 to 3 hours.
Dang.
So
so the demand is pretty high.
Oh yeah, you come in and the line is like outside the door.
Dang.
But it is the best place you can ever eat at. The other place is Chipotle. As a fellow Chipotle fan, I respect his endeavors. Seriously, I love Chipotle. When I first moved here, I used to eat there as my lunch, like at least twice a week. Or if not Chipotle, it's this place on Market called Alberto's. It's also a Mexican joint. Have you heard of it?
Correct. I actually used to eat there frequently. I stopped eating there and I lost 30 pounds. There's so much sodium in their food. Crap. I love the owners and their food is great, but it really helped my personal health out when I stopped eating there, man.
Jeez, that's crazy.
As we get into this, we're gonna tear into our sriracha wing. Can't go wrong with the sriracha.
Oh, that's good. I've never had it on a wing. I've had it on chips, potato chips. Remember that time I sent you a photo?
Yeah.
That was good.
Sriracha on some Lay's chips. As you can tell, we're already getting kind of hot here. The food prep did take a minute, but it's tasting great. The wings are actually at a decent temperature.
So you being a waiter, server at Applebee's, what are some of the best experiences and the worst experiences? Start with the good one, and then tell me about the worst experience you've had.
This is a really great question, Alvin. As someone who's been in the industry a long time, I've had a lot of fun. Definitely good experiences, definitely bad experiences. Probably the worst experience I've had working in a restaurant as a waiter. There's actually a guy, I'm not going to say his name. He has a family. They live here in Salem, and we refer to him as the scummy car dealer guy. He owns a couple of car dealerships locally. And he's got about 3 or 4 kids and a wife, and they literally treat the waitstaff like second-class citizens. Like, they're absolutely terrible. They'll bug you every moment you come to the table. They'll disrespect you. I've literally seen them make fun of a waitress's appearance before. Easily some of the worst experienced people I've ever served in my career. I'm gonna take another bite.
Do they come in pretty often?
They were 86th for a while. Because they walked out on their tab. That's like a small misdemeanor. You're not paying for your tab at a restaurant. It's almost theft, basically. Yeah. So they did not show up for a while, and then about a year later, they kind of started popping up again. And we just try to keep it professional and get them out of there as fast as possible.
That's good. Number 3 already.
We're at wing number 3. And it's going to be Secret Aardvark, which is a popular hot sauce here in Oregon. A lot of local eateries actually serve this. It will be right about here. So I got the question this round. We got your wing. Cheers. So Alvin, I gotta know, growing up, in America in the 2000s, one of the other reasons we bonded is through American punk and emo music. This is kind of how we became slow friends. He name dropped a pop punk band that I like. They're called Neck Deep. They're from the UK and they shred. He actually got to see them with Creeper on tour this year, and I was pretty excited. So the question is, how did your friends and family view you as a youngster growing up, learning to get into 6-string electric guitar and listening to punk and emo music? What was the feedback your friends and family gave you growing up?
I'll tell you this. You guys don't see, but in the background is my brother, his wife, and my cousin. And they're just like... So, I got my acoustic like 4 years ago.
Nice.
And I kind of just like left it always on the side. And I never really like indulged into it. And then there was just, you just kind of pick up and play what you listen to, and so
Rock on.
There was, like Green Day, of course, and some other, like Finch, and then I picked up an electric, and that's when my parents, when they knew, they're like...
That's when it got loud. Yep.
Yeah, but I had headphones all the time, so it was never much of an issue. How do they view it as? You're right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
They were just, of course, they were supportive of the playing. They just weren't supportive of what I was playing. But, I play, obviously, sometimes calm songs. Like, I came downstairs and I was playing a Metallica song. And usually their intros are like a minute long and they're really calm. And I was like, Mom, you want to go get that? Somebody's at the door. Might be Dan. Oh, if you meet Dan, you'll like Dan. Dan's really chill.
That's cool. Let's get Dan in here.
He'll probably go straight for the last dab. Anyway, so, what was I talking about?
We're just talking about emo and music culture and how that affected your friends and family. Like, what were their reactions growing up?
It's just the sauce is kicking in. I'm sorry.
It's starting to kick in. Yeah.
You lose your like train of thought. What's up, Dan? Come in.
So, come on, have a seat, man.
This is Alex.
Hey,
we're shake his hand, but
we're mid-interview right now. But have a seat. Enjoy the show.
So, how do they view it as? I would play like a Metallica song, but it was just calm and acoustic, and my mom is like, and she knows who Metallica is. One of her favorite songs is Hotel California by the Eagles.
Awesome.
And so even when I learned that, she liked it, but she didn't know, who was behind the music, So they were supportive and unsupportive in many ways, but they love me for it, of course, So
next up, we got Dirty Dicks hot sauce.
Dirty Dicks hot sauce.
Dirty Dicks.
What's that on the Scoville? Does it say the Scoville on that?
I'm gonna flip this around.
I don't think so.
I want to guess it's probably. We might be able to figure it out, but I don't know off the top of my head. It looks intimidating, though. There is flames on it.
All right, let's cheers that one and dig in before
let's dig in.
Get to my next question. That's good.
There's a lot of flavor, yeah.
I was expecting it to be like really, really salty.
Kind of tastes like hot sauce and like a sweet barbecue combined.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's creeping up on me.
That's sweet. That's really sweet. So my next question was, I was flipping through your Instagram. You've had Instagram for like a long time.
I signed up in, I want to say 2010 or 2011. I think it was maybe the first year or year or two of Instagram.
Yeah.
But go on.
And I saw you've met a lot of bands. You've met like the Imagine Dragons, the drummer from The Killers, the drum drummers. Tell me about your experience in like live concerts and in meeting bands, because everyone has their stories like of good experiences and bad experiences.
Rock on, man. That is such a good question, Alvin. I'm actually really happy you answered that. I was actually we see the show a lot. We've seen a lot of these episodes on the hot ones, the real hot ones with Sean Evans, and they do the Explain That Graeme, where you take like a really vague Instagram and you just kind of have to like have the guest describe it. So A little bit about me. I'm an entertainer. I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada for 20 years. It's pretty much my hometown. I used to play bass guitar in a lot of bands. I even sang a bit, but my main instrument's always been bass. I played in a band called Love Vendetta, which actually featured the original bass player for The Killers on bass. I replaced him, and then the band kind of went into a new era of music. But doing that, I got lots of cool opportunities. I got to open for Motion City Soundtrack. That was probably my 15 minutes of fame. For those of you who don't know, Motion City Soundtrack is an East Coast band, indie rock. They use lots of keyboards, electric guitar. And I got to meet them and open for them. And I got off stage, and like a 15-year-old girl was like wanting me to like sign my autograph. I was like, I'm nobody. What are you doing? It was so entertaining. But doing that was really cool. And yeah, I met most of the members of Imagine Dragons a few times. A lot of people don't know Imagine Dragons is from Las Vegas, and I met Dan Reynolds a few times, and yeah, it was funny to see them go from being just a normal run-of-the-mill local band, and now they literally like write hits for a living. Like they're like the Maroon 5 of like rock music now. It's crazy. They write so many hits, and yeah, it's been a wild ride. And then I kind of just went into the next phase of my life, but music's still definitely there. I play bass guitar and acoustic guitar every week, and I love it. Next up on the list, looks like we got the Ghost Pepper Blueberry. This is the famous purple wing you see on Hot Ones. My question coming at Alvin. We had a prep meeting. Ooh, that sneaks up on you. We had a prep meeting before we decided to do the whole show, and we were talking about artists we like. We actually got into it talking about, God bless, rest his soul. It was LILPEEP. We're talking about LILPEEP, and for those of you who don't know, LILPEEP is kind of from the SoundCloud rapper scene. Did a lot of interesting fusions of punk and emo and rock with like rap and trap rap and hip hop.
Tell me awful things. You know I love it when you do that. Helps me get through this without you. Bother me. Tell me awful things. You know I love it when you move that on me. Love it when you do that on me.
And he's kind of was famous in that scene, unfortunately, posthumously, because he died. Apparently a fan girl visited his tour bus and laced what she thought was Xanax with fentanyl, which is a drug that's like 10 times, 20 times stronger than heroin.
Yeah.
It was pretty scary to see a guy, 21 years old, he's got a career. Imagine you you paid a ticket to go to a show that night, and you're waiting for Peep to come on, and someone has to come in and say, hey guys, Peep's not feeling good, he's going to the hospital, he can't make the show. And I wanted to kind of use that as a conversation piece, Alvin. Yeah. How do you feel about growing up in this whole American party culture where there's drugs and alcohol? People are doing things like Molly and smoking pot and all that. How has your life been like that? And have you had any run-ins or experiences with that you feel like you would be comfortable talking about?
So I'll start with one thing, is that it's sad that people have different forms of escaping, different forms of escaping to escaping reality just for like a momentarily like high in life. Not even talking about drugs in itself, but just people choose to escape. Right. And it's sad because everyone comes from a different background. People come in different shapes and sizes, from different cultures and stuff. But I honestly didn't believe it at first when he died.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't believe it, and I had to make some phone calls that was big of people that are bigger fans.
'Cause there's so much fake news these days.
Oh, yeah.
And clickbait, fake news. Oh.
Yeah. So you asked, how do I view? Oh yeah, from personal experience.
Yeah. Just how do you feel about party culture in general?
There was a phase in my life. Some of the viewers will be actually surprised. A couple years ago, there was a phase of getting caught and just like screwing around with like temporarily like mild drugs, but they were not healthy for just my state of being,
I believe you.
Because they were escape routes for just to avoid things. But hey, no matter how many drugs you do, time still doesn't stop. It keeps moving. You know? So you either got to keep up with it or or learn how to ride its wave, you know?
Definitely. No, that's a really good insight, and I respect your opinions, definitely, man. And we've all been there, you know. I've definitely had my fair share of hard partying, you know, being in the music scene and, you know, wanting to be a musician. And sometimes, even if you don't want to subscribe to that lifestyle, yeah, you get wrapped up in alcohol. You might end up doing some party drugs you didn't plan on doing, even, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, it's just like how well can you get your shit together and like how well you can keep up with it, you know. Next up, so we just knocked out the Ghost Pepper Blueberry. Next up is one I've been really excited to try. This is the Hot Ones Fiery Chipotle.
Oh yeah.
The Fiery Chipotle. Let's get right into it, shall we?
That is really good flavor for Chipotle.
Oh yeah. It's zesty, really good flavor.
It's probably the best tasting one so far.
A lot of the regulars on Hot Ones, they say this is like the best tasting sauce.
I agree, but we're not done yet. So
we got 4 more. We're about to get into dangerous territory. I'm still sweating.
how are you? Do you feel how good are you? Do you still feel good? Or?
I feel good. I'm a little like not like nauseous. The beer is kind of taking the edge off, but like, oh man.
I don't know. I'm
kind of sneak up on me a bit.
I feel good.
Feeling good.
I feel
Alvin's
good.
got this. All right.
We'll see. We'll see when we get to Pain 100.
Yep.
So I'm gonna finish this when you're answering my next question.
Go ahead, buddy.
You got siblings, right?
This is true. Correct.
How many siblings do you have?
I have my younger brother Sean, who's my blood-related brother, 100%. He is gonna be. He turned 19 this year. He just finished his freshman year at Cal Lutheran. He's on a Division III swim team. He does swimming competitively, and he's going there to study just like business and information technology. And then I have my older sister Andrea. She would be. I think 32 or 33 by now. Same dad, different mom. That's from my dad's first marriage. Okay. And she actually is a medical technician, and she lives in Philadelphia, which is where my dad's family's from. They're all from Philadelphia and New Jersey, pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah. Those are my 2 siblings.
So anyway, why I wanted to see. So I'm guessing you spent most of your life growing up with your younger brother, right?
This is true. Yeah.
What's the worst thing you've done to your sibling?
Oh man, this is some effed up shit. Sorry.
You're like a water fountain, bro. You laughed and like water.
Oh god, yeah. The hot wings are really kicking my butt right now. But also, disclaimer: I spent most of the prep time getting these wings ready.
He was sweating before, like he's working on him, like
just the aroma.
He's already just like hovering, like he just had 4 of them.
Yeah, I'm getting my ass beat right now, pretty bad. It's pretty hot. Worst thing I've ever done to my little brother. It would have to be, you know, we're 7 years apart, so obviously we're not going to get along. That's way too far apart to where like I can't be an effective brother unless I really try because of the age gap, or I can't be an effective like father figure because we're not too far apart.
Yeah. So it's just like weird, almost awkward.
Really weird. It just kind of happened, you know. One of the worst things I've ever done is probably just when he was like really naive and didn't understand stuff. I broke into the house late at night with like a Halloween costume and basically just scared the out of him, and like I basically told him like you better come with me right now or else I'm gonna kill you. And this is like a 6-year-old kid. He's like terrified. He's like never seen a home invasion. He's never been through a home invasion before. He didn't recognize my voice, but he was just terrified.
I wish you asked me that question. I got 3 solid good ones.
Better than that one. I wasn't that bad of an older brother. I kind of kept to myself, but yeah, definitely when we were like when I was a preteen. Like, you know, like middle school age boys are the worst human beings ever made. Like, seriously, middle school age kids, so bad. Like, just evil, manipulative, angry. Yeah. Mouth is kind of burning a bit, but this is where we're getting into the really hardcore territory of Hot Ones. It's the last 4 wings.
We're jumping Scovilles here.
This is where like a lot of interviewees on the show, whether it's, you know, Rihanna, Rob Gronkowski, Bobby Lee, this is where the real jump happens, and this is where you can kind of tell the Scoville levels really hit up to the roof. Looks like we're going to do Pain 100%. This is actually one of my favorites We used all of it on these last 2 wings. My roommates actually tried it. They like it a lot. So we're going to get right into it here. This is Pain 100. Let's rip it. So the question I wanted to ask, forgive me here, is America is a really diverse country, and we were built by immigrants. A lot of immigrant families, people from all over the entire world come here to, start a life and stuff. When I first moved to Salem, I kind of recognized, different diverse groups. I feel like mostly, you get a lot of just your American cowfolk, people, who are just working class. They wear John Deere and stuff, and Carhartt was a brand I had never seen until I moved to Salem, and it was mostly that, and working class Spanish families. I didn't really realize that there was a huge Russian and Slavic and Armenian community established in Salem and in the Willamette Valley in general. My lips are getting really hot right now. Anywho, I just wanted to ask, growing up, as a son of immigrants and stuff, what were some of the like stereotypes you had to either battle or confirm growing up in this community? Obviously, without being real about it, I think the go-to one people joke about is like, oh, is Stolichnaya Russian for vodka? How does that work? What are some stereotypes that you can confirm are kind of fun, and then some that you think are just kind of dumb that you had to kind of fight against? Because I can't relate because I didn't grow up like that. What was it like for you?
I feel the Pain 100 really good right now.
Sauce is creeping up? Okay.
Yeah, that one's definitely like, hey, welcome to my house. It's happy to have you here. Don't mind the fiery coals to walk over. So the stereotypes, well, it's interesting. A lot of them are true and a lot of them are not true, but there's a lot of them that there's a lost generation of, so we have I'm kind of like that lost generation of Russian parents, immigrant parents, but I was born here.
Right.
So I have like this half crossbreed of Russian blood and American culture like flowing through my ears and through my mind. And
right on.
My Pain 100 is good though.
It's hot, but it's good.
Whew. So that vodka one is true to a degree.
Okay.
But there's one that's even more true, and I'll say it like this. I'll say it like this. It's not broken, it's half fixed. That's exactly how it is. It's not broken, it's half fixed. So it's like, hey, Ivan, what's this? This is not how it's supposed to be. It's not broken. Like, well, yeah, it is. It's not operating the way it should be. It's not broken, it's half fixed. So, I'll tell you one thing. Don't ever take... it's hard to find an honest Russian car auto shop. So,
Okay, go on.
You gotta pay them after they've done the work. Don't pay them before.
We finished Pain 100%. We're gonna go to the bomb now, also known as Beyond Insanity. This clocks in at 156,000 Scoville. This is extremely hot. Way more than the last one we did. To spice things up a bit, Alvin, I am not going to invite you to do the same, but if you'd like, I would like to do a practice dab before we get to our final wing. Would you like it a little bit extra on your wing as well? You don't have to.
Why not?
We're going to give this a good shake.
We're both in on this together. Like, if you do it, I have to.
Oh, dear. So I'm going to give myself a little extra dab. Keep in mind here, we've been doing this for about, I want to say, a good 30 minutes now. So some of these wings, they taste great, but they have lost their temperature a bit. So we're going to up the stakes slightly. I'm going to give you a good dab, and we're going to bite right into these ones. These are about the same in size. That looks pretty good. I think I did a decent job. Okie doke.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers, Alvin. You're up next. Let's get it. Go on.
Good? Good?
I'm gonna make it. Oh god.
This is like...
Oh my lord.
This is like the Pain 100's ugly cousin.
That is punishingly hot. Oh my effing G.
Why are you closing your ears? She was closing her ears.
But I think some ladies, like my ex-girlfriend, they just don't like the sound of chewing. Am I right? Yep. There we go. Called it. Oh my god, that's bad. Oh man, that is painful.
Oh God. How you feeling, Alvin? Oh.
I thought I was gonna make a bigger noise, but that was really weak. I'm gonna finish this.
I am totally crying right now. Okay, maybe no more beer after that last wing. Oh God. Try a little bit of this almond milk.
That's pretty bad.
Oh.
I see why they call it the bomb. That's definitely like a.
Oh, it's still burning. Oh man. Oh God. All right, Alvin.
Okay, so you said.
Yes, sir. How can I help?
Prior to our meeting,
Yes, sir. Oh, what's up?
you said I'm saving the last questions, the last wings for more personal questions. So I'm gonna.
That was my concept. Yep.
My fingers are numb.
My face. I can't. You know that song by The Weeknd where he can't feel his face? That's what's happening right now. Oh God.
I literally can't feel my hands.
Oh.
Choose your wings wisely, gentlemen.
Once again, that is the bomb.
It also might be like placebo effect, you know?
Oh gosh, yeah. That one takes a minute. Now I get why the people on the show, they take a minute to answer the next one. Ooh.
Screw the bomb, dude.
Seriously. Oh God, that is painful as heck.
I literally can't feel like this hand. My shins are clenching, dude. I'm not even joking.
My tear ducts are like the Niagara Falls right now. Like I just, ooh. So moving forward, Alvin, what do you got for me tonight regarding the next question?
I was worried about how you're gonna ask your personal questions.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you're gonna say, like something weird or something. I need to like wait this. Anyway, I'm just gonna ask you: have you ever been spanked?
Have I ever been spanked?
By your parents, of course.
Yes. Okay. In a completely domestic.
Bring me ice.
In a completely domestic reasoning, I want to say my parents were not very. They're more especially my dad was more verbally abusive. Like, you freaking dumbass, you freaking idiot. As a young child, yeah, I have gotten the belt a few times, but it was never like overboard, and I have gotten a few good whoopings. But for the most part, it was mostly like pretty casual verbal abuse and groundings. Like, no more Super Nintendo for a month, no more PlayStation 2 for a month. Happened all the way.
Mince ice cream.
If you remember, as far as video game consoles go, all the way up to Xbox 360. As far as Xbox 360 is when I got grounded. But yeah, luckily after a certain age, no spankings or none of that. It was mostly just verbal beatdowns, like, you're a dumbass, you're an idiot, why are you doing this?
It's right there. It's in the bottom one, dude.
I put my parents through hell. Oh God, this last wing really, my lips feel like they're gonna fall off right now. It's kind of weird. The hot sauce does some stuff. I'm good. I'll make it. The almond milk is nice. Thank you so much for getting the almond milk out. I'm glad you did. I don't even want to look at this beer right now. The carbonation's gonna kick my ass. But it's funny. The hot sauce does stuff to your brain, and you kind of feel like different. You kind of start to feel really honest with yourself.
Why?
Oh God.
I feel like my fingertips are going paralyzed, bro.
Why did we do this to ourselves? Oh God. How does Sean Evans do this?
I don't get it.
Like multiple times a month. Oh God. Oh God.
I'll tell you why, he's a bolt of steel.
Sean Evans, if you ever watch this, we're big fans of the show. Thank you so much for being cool about us doing this direct imitation.
Thanks for leading by example.
Oh gosh. Next up on the list is going to be Mad Dog 357. For the longest time on the show, this was the final sauce. They have a sauce called Blair's Death Sauce. Alvin, you're familiar with Blair's Mega Death Sauce?
You got something on your nose, bro.
Hurry to me, thank you. I'm glad that you can see this, because I sure as hell can't. But, my apologies to the guests and the viewers. My nose tends to run. So this is Mad Dog 357. I will not try to up the ante and have us dab this one raw. We're gonna just give it at least one or two good bites, Alvin, and we'll get through this. Question for you: we had a really good talk at the what is the coffee shop called again?
Broadway Coffee House.
Broadway Coffee. This is a popular spot in Salem for people to meet up, talk, whether it's school projects, live hangouts.
we had a really good conversation about faith that I don't normally get to hear. And, you know, as someone like me who I believe in God, but I'm not really that religious, to be honest. I like to believe in a God, a supreme being, but I'm not very intuitive when it comes to organized religion. But Alvin, you said that, you know, you're really confident in your faith and you really like it. And you said that it kind of just gives you the strength you don't have sometimes. And, you know, sometimes your parents might have been old-fashioned, but because you have this spirituality and this understanding of God, you kind of were able to kind of teach them a bit about religion and faith that even they didn't understand. Well, what was that like that for you, and how does your faith empower you today as someone who coming from someone who's not that religious? Like, what does that do for you? That was really inspiring when you first told me.
It's identity changing.
Yeah.
It's identity changing.
Let's do it. Does not taste that good. Oh man.
I might just vomit all this out too, you know?
Hey man, we just gotta tough it out, and then you got your ice cream, and then we'll just do a small last dab. We'll keep it short and sweet for the last question, man. You gotta answer mine, and then you got one for me, and we'll call it a day, and we'll wrap it up, guys. We're almost there. We are so close to doing the Hot Ones Challenge. It's in sight, Alvin. We can do this.
I see the finish line, bro.
You said it was identity changing with your faith and your relationship with your religion. How would you explain that to someone who's kind of like lost from God or doesn't believe in God?
I'll tell you this. I was born in a Christian family. I was surrounded by...
Okay.
Yeah. Lower that with the milk. I feel like it's coming up, man.
It's okay. Alvin, if you feel like you can't make it, I will not be mad at you if you have to dip. If you have to dip, I will not think of you any less of a man. But if you can tough it out, you can tough it out.
My ego won't let me.
My sweat hurts so bad right now. Like, even sweating is painful right now.
I grew up in a Christian family.
Yeah.
Got baptized in 2013. I was 17 years old.
2013, wow.
But when I actually understood the gospel of Jesus Christ was when I sat down and started listening to expository sermons, and it's not just the fact that it's just the sermons. It was my own personal study with the Bible, and that shaped me to be more Christ-like and to influence others, and especially my parents. You know, I as I was studying that.
That's awesome, man. I respect that.
I was bringing it into my house. And what I mean by identity changing is become less of you in your life, less of me and more of God.
I get that.
And that goes in every way, you know? How you doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing good. Are you ready for the final phase of the challenge, Alvin? Do you want another minute to elaborate, or
maybe 5? Because I feel like it's coming up, bro.
Okay. We'll take it. Just relax for a bit, recuperate. I'll try to provide some banter as we approach the last wing on the challenge. I'm sweating bullets right now. I'm crying. My lips are swollen right now. This is punishingly hot. These last 4 wings. Oh my god.
Can you bring me like a bowl so I can spit into?
Wait. Oh, okay. You're good. I'll mop that up, Alvin. It's so freaking hot. Oh my god.
Hurry up.
Oh my lord. Alvin will remember you with a smile on your face.
And barf on your throat.
Oh my god. I'm like shaking right now. Whew. We're approaching the final round of our challenge, which we'll be doing the last dab. For those of you who do not know, the Hot Ones show on YouTube featuring Sean Evans. It is customary to do one tiny drop on the last wing. Keep in mind the wing is baked with this sauce. We're both dying right now, as you can tell. My eyeballs are continuing to swell up and cry. Sweat dropping down my head. Whew.
I literally feel like I'm gonna throw up right now, dude.
If you throw in the towel, I will not think of you of any less of a man. We've clearly done some unspeakable levels of hot sauce today, and it's really taking
a towel. Will you throw in the towel?
No, if you do call it in, I will still do the last wing, even if it's just a bite. Me and Alvin actually picked apart all of our wings pretty good. You might not be able to tell from the camera angle, but we actually did eat all these wings like real men.
Oh, jeez, dude, I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
Eating them to the bone. Okay, in that ending, I will let you throw it in and conclude the challenge. I will, however, be doing one dab and one bite with the last wing to wrap it up, and I will perform the conclusion to our interview tonight. Alvin, I just want to say I'm very proud of you, and it's been a real pleasure to have you, to have me in your home and perform this challenge through these massive scope.
You ever have food that wants to come out from both ends? I'm sorry.
You're giving up?
I'm sorry. It's not even the spice mostly, it's the vomit that wants to come out.
I do not want you to puke on camera. If you will throw it in, you can throw it in.
This is me throwing in the towel.
Alvin has thrown in the towel tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being viewers in our program this evening. Alvin, please do as you will. And I will conclude the program tonight.
Last question.
You do want to ask? Go ahead then. I will do the dab, and you can ask the last question. If you don't, you sure you don't have to go right now?
Oh, that's the last one.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do the last dab, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final. Hand is shaking right now. All right, as you can see, I am doing the last dab. I think that's all I freaking need. Alvin, on the count of 3, I'm gonna take a bite, and I want you to ask the final question. 1, 2, 3.
Tell me about Vegas! Pros and cons!
Great question. Let me finish doing this. Oh my god, that is hot. Oh god. Okay. Whew, fuck. Pardon my language. That is really hot wing. Growing up in Las Vegas for 20 years was a really awesome journey. I come from 2 amazing parents. They moved out there with the intention to kind of start a life out and just, have a family together. I'm the firstborn son between my dad, Mark, and my mom, Pam. Las Vegas is a wild town. It's nothing like you see on the TV or the movies. We have the strip. No, my mom is not a stripper. No, I did not grow up in a hotel. No, I do not have a gambling machine in my house. It's a really crazy town. The people can be pretty mean, but I had some of the best times of my life. I grew up there. I played on every stage from the Hard Rock Cafe to playing at the Tattoo Bar at the Mirage, all the way to like some cool local stages. Every popular bar in town. It's a part of my life. It's part of who I am, and it'll always be there for me. And I'm glad I got to be a part of who I am and my upbringing. Will I move back there someday? It's kind of on the table. Part of me wants to stay here. Part of me maybe wants to kind of risk it all and maybe try living in Portland. I really don't know what I want out of life right now. But if there's one thing I know I did want that I don't regret, was doing this Hot Wings challenge and being honest with myself and honest with Alvin.
Yes!
You the man, Alvin. Thank you for tuning in tonight, guys. Signing off. This has been Alex Marchiski and Alvin Chekhov. This is not Hot Ones. I am not Sean Evans, but we made it for the challenge. I'm going to die right now. We'll see you later.